CoinGeek London starts tomorrow, so I'm very pleased to be joined by Calvin Ayre, the founder of Ayre Group and the owner of CoinGeek. So Calvin, what are the prospects for the conference?
I think this conference is going to be a tipping point. We put a lot of effort into recreating the original protocol in the community. And at the same time that was happening, the awareness has been building. And I think we're going to see that the announcements that will be made at this event is going to end up being a tipping point. And I think you're going to see from here forward, people are going to be looking back and saying, well, that was when things fundamentally changed.
Because the last conference was 6 months ago in Seoul. Do you think it's going to feel like a very different thing from that?
Yes. If you want to look at it like from a dog years perspective, BSV has only been freed for a little over a year now. So even though the technology was originally invented by Craig back in 2008-9, the way that this has unfolded and with the hijacking and everything, the fact that the protocol has been freed such a short amount of time, that you're going to, and it's now a much more educated audience that it's being freed to, because people that have been frustrated by what's happened over the last decade. There's been acceleration. So things have fundamentally changed in the last 6 months, in my opinion. And I think you're going to notice that at the show.
And would you say that Bitcoin SV has sort of differentiated itself from its rivals in what it can do?
That is my favorite question, right there. I've been saying for a while now that Bitcoin SV has won the platform wars. But more specifically, I can explain it by saying that it's not only one, it actually doesn't even have any competitors and probably never did. And if you look at what's happening right now, Bitcoin SV controls a global monopoly on immutable data storage on a public blockchain. And not only does it control that globally, but even if one of the other chains sees this interview and decides that they're going to start trying to do this, we're talking years if they can ever do it, when you look at the patent portfolio that nChain's got in place protecting the moat, if you will, around this technology. So I think what will happen is this conference will be a tipping point. I think a lot of people are getting educated on what can be done. This will be the only game in town. It's going to put BSV in everybody's hands globally. And at that point, all the other metrics that people are comparing the various platforms will also be owned by BSV. So if you will, data storage on the blockchain is the Trojan horse that will allow BSV to dominate this space, in my opinion.
I mean, you've been an entrepreneur in many different fields. Mm-hmm. When you look at the young entrepreneurs setting up businesses on Bitcoin SV, are you seeing the kind of talent that you think is really going to win through? Well,
I see myself. If I was 20 to 30 years old right now, I would be building an application on BSV. That's exactly what I'd be doing. So yeah, I wish them luck.
I mean, I think there are some ingenious ideas out there. What about actually making money out of them? Do you think?
Absolutely, but I'm old enough to remember when that exact same question and that exact same criticism was leveled at the internet itself. And I remember when the first internet bubble happened and everybody said that this isn't going to amount to much. Yeah, sure, you can share some pornography with your friends, and yeah, sure, you can maybe send some emails and stuff, but commerce on the internet, that's never going to be a thing. I remember that. So I say to all those people that doubt what BSV can do on top of the internet, watch out.
I mean, so we live in a world at the moment of believers and doubters in Bitcoin SV. How long will it be, do you think, before that is not really a question anymore?
I think this conference is going to be a tipping point. I think we've got influencers that get it now, and once you get influencers like Funstat as an example, who are respected analysts out of New York City, just released a report yesterday. And that report is the most accurate description of what BSV is. They completely get the fact that BSV owns the data space globally, as I just explained. And I think once you get influencers like them saying it publicly, it starts to snowball. I'm expecting that this 2020 is going to be an avalanche year, and I expect people are going to look back at the release of Genesis, of course. I mean, that was a huge thing. I can't forget that. But Genesis, Funstat acknowledging that what we're doing publicly, and then this CoinGeek conference that brings everybody together and allows people a platform, because there's other people out there working on things that are going to be exciting for this.
Well, we're looking forward to 2 really exciting days, so thank you very much.
Thank you.